very good afternoon to you and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 4. I am Olajuwon Latiji. President Muhammadu Buhari has launched the emblem for 2016 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. At the launch which took place inside the council chamber, President Buhari appealed to well-meaning Nigerians and corporate bodies to assist in ameliorating the situation of war veterans and their dependents. We'll bring you more details in our subsequent bulletins. A federal high court in Abuja is extended till Monday, November 23rd. The summons issued in the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, to appear in court to explain the siege on the Abuja home of former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki. The extension of the date by Justice Adeni Ademola was at the instance of a new Solicitor General of the Federation, Taiwo Abidogun. Abidogun was in court for the first time in Dasuki's legal action and informed Justice Ademola that the new Attorney General had yet to formally assume office. The police in Ogun State have arrested 8 secondary school students during an initiation into the Black Scorpion cult group in the Kara area of Shagamu and Shagamu local government area of the state. The suspected cult members are alleged to be students of Remo Divisional High School, Kara in Shagamu. The suspects were arrested about 12 midnight on Friday in a bush in the area during an initiation rite of Ayola Ahmed, a 16-year-old student of the same school. The suspects include Sadiq Sulaiman, Sheyo Kebi, Olaide Sadiq, 15-year-old, Dayit Ray Shodia, Ogunfunwa Samson, Adegma Michael, Husman Adams, and Issa Sulaiman. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Miwa Dejobi, who confirmed the arrest, ordered that the command will rid the state of criminals and cultists who terrorize and harass innocent people. The PPRO also confirmed the transfer of the suspect on the orders of the State Police Commissioner to the Department of Criminal Investigation and Intelligence in Leweron, Abeokuta for further investigation and prosecution. Armed robbers have stormed the Marine Police post of the Lagos State Police Command in the Ekpe area, exchanging gunfire with the policemen in an attempt to steal the station's gunboat and other ammunitions. The robbers, numbering about 20, came in a speedboat to the Marine Beach at about 12:30 a.m. A police source confirmed that the robbers who escaped in their boats raided the station with bullets, while the gunboats they were attempting to steal sank into the water. The State Commissioner of Police Fatai Owasheni went to the station and assessed the damage. The Police Public Relations Officer Joe Offer, who confirmed the attack, added that the CP had directed that the area be electrified and a gunboat replaced. We'll take a break now. I'll be back with our stories. Please tune us again.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly. Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said. And because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will strong for Yoruba land, will be strong man. You don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Is it warocracy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, child looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to the support. I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has a right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
Thank you for joining us again. Now, for more on news and other programs, kindly visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Also visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. The Plateau State House of Assembly has resolved to extend by 2 months the tenure of the management committees that were installed by the Simeon Lalong administration after he sacked the duly elected local government officials sometimes in June 2015. Our Plateau State correspondent has more details.
Governor Simeon Lalong installed management committees to oversee the affairs of local government councils in the state when he cited the issues of corruption and kicked out the duly elected officials. He, however, did not state the dates for new elections. It is in this view that the State Assembly decided to extend the tenure only by 2 months, within which it is expected that all electoral issues will be sorted out for democratic governance to be restored at the local level in Plateau State.
The request for confirmation by His Excellency and the resolution of the House thereon do not contain tenure for the management committees for the local government councils. No office, elected or appointed, can be filled without certain duration for such office.
Speaking on the floor of the House after 2-month deadline, member representing Panshin South said they were compelled to do so in order not to disturb the fragile peace in the state.
What we have just passed with regards to the local government caretaker committee is as a result of what I consider applying the doctrine of necessity. Because in the first place, you'll agree with me that the legality or otherwise of that structure itself is being contested.
Bad state of Oshogbo-Ilobo Road leading to Ogbomoso in Oyo State is no doubt a source of nightmare for motorists to ply their axes. Incidentally, this federal road falls to the constituency of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Lasson Yusuf. While residents and motorists groan in hardship, succor may be on their way soon as the Deputy Speaker promises to push for the reconstruction of the road. Rashid reports.
The reconstruction of Oshogbo-Ilobo and the Ogbomoso Link Road, which also links the northern part of Nigeria, is long overdue. The federal road has been in bad condition for years. Residents of the communities along that axis said the terrible condition of the road is affecting economic activities in the area. The only request the people of this federal constituency from the Deputy Speaker, who is their representative in Abuja, is to facilitate the reconstruction of the road during his time as the Deputy Speaker.
The road from Oshogbo linking Okini with Ilobu, Ifon and Oyo State boundary is in deplorable condition, and that is really affecting our socio-economic activities in Ilobu. In fact, if you want to come to Ilobu from Oshogbo, people will just it will take about 1 hour before you can get commercial vehicle, and it's just because of this deplorable condition of this road. And when the government will really assist us in reconstructing that road and the bridge.
According to Lasson Yusuf, the reconstruction of the road had been severally included in the previous budgets but not implemented, promising to do his best to ensure that the road is fixed.
This particular road has always been in budget over time. That is left to, I am praying that God should help me so that when it is put in the budget, the people who are supposed to do the implementation do the implementation. But you can be sure that I was born here, grew up here, did everything here. So I've lived with that bridge in the last 55 years of my existence. And I know what it means. And I know that if that is one thing that I'm able to achieve as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, then I know I must have done well.
The council chair of Irekbodun local government area, Adenike Ogunshola, explains the inability of the local government to fix the bad road.
Our contribution, we don't have the capacity to construct the road. But within our own terrain, what we could do is to fill the pothole with laterite, which could be a little bit moverable for the people. That is only what we can do within our capacity. We don't have the capacity to construct the road, but within the little capacity we could do, we've been working on it.
The people of Ilobo and adjoining communities no doubt look up to the Buhari administration through the Deputy Speaker in fixing this road. But how long they will wait, nobody can tell. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilobu.
The town of Obaile in Osun State is now experiencing a restive calm as overship tossing in the town took a dangerous step over the week. At least 2 persons were wounded when some thugs suspected to be supporters of one ruling family reportedly attacked members of another ruling house of Obaile. Residents are, however, calling the government's intervention to forestall further breakdown of law and order. Rashid reports once again.
Oyegoke ruling house, according to the rotational method of overship in the ancient town of Obaile, is the next to produce the king to fill the vacuum created since March when late Oba Michael Adebisi joined his ancestors. Speaking with the head of Oyegoke ruling house in Obaile, Joshua Ojo said there are 4 ruling houses recognized by the law and government of Osun State, which exclude one of the main contenders in the race, Oyeyemi Oshamu. He says they have presented a candidate to the kingmakers for approval.
The trouble is propelling. Otherwise, if it escalates, it will not be easy to curb. So I beg the state government, security officers, all parts of security to come to our aid and save us from the planning aya killers.
Some of the youths that were attacked during the fracas want government and security operatives to wade into the matter before it escalates.
Peter Adejobi, he is the one that is saying that they should kill this boy, kill Ahmed on that very day. But we really thank God on that very day that he was not killed. Because I didn't mean that he was killed. We can't say this town will be peaceful.
Both the kingmakers and the Oyegoke ruling house claim to have met with the state government concerning the issue as they hope for the government's intervention into the matter to engender peaceful coexistence in the community.
Oyegoke members met. They took decision and handed over Suleiman Olayiwola with the head of kingmakers, who is the Isa Obaile Olasunkanmi, the next to Oba. The government has known about it.
While the people of Obaile await the announcement of new Oba, they also look up to the government for protection. Rashid, CoreTV News, Obaile, Osun State.
Now in Plateau State, where the Ministry for Youth in the state has organized a seminar for the youth corpus in the state to raise awareness on the HIV/AIDS pandemic that is prevalent in the state. Our Plateau State correspondent has the details.
Plateau State has 3% annual increase in HIV and AIDS disease and has been ranked as number 6 in the country among states with the epidemic. In order to ensure that the youth corpus who are in the state do not fall into the dreaded disease, the State Ministry of Youth, in conjunction with Plateau State's AIDS control agencies, organized seminar to sensitize the youth on the dangers of risky behaviors.
If you read it in 10 minutes, you know about HIV. You can prevent yourself, you can tell anybody about HIV and AIDS.
As the issue from the Youth Ministry emphasized that abstinence remains the best solution if the youth are to escape the grip of the disease, adding that although there are other ways through one may contact the disease, immoral act is one of the most common of them all.
Scale prevention services in the state, the partner and the community director have already said 0.00. That is what we want to do.
A word they say is enough for the wise, as the dreaded disease remains without cure.
Now for stories on business. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has ordered Deposit Money's Bank to double provisions in performing loans on 2% to build adequate buffers against unexpected losses. General provisions and performing loans had been fixed at 1% before the new regulation contained in the CBN circular, which came into effect last week. Meanwhile, the interbank lending rate held steady for the second consecutive week at 0.5%, after the CBN injected matured open market operation bills into the system. This is according to traders. Bank's credit balance to the CBN opened at 122 billion naira on Friday, compared with a surplus of about 514 billion naira last week. The secured open buyback, the rate at which lenders can borrow from the interbank market using treasury bills as collateral, held steady at 0.5%, same level last week, far below the CBN's 13% benchmark interest rate. Expectations are high among chieftains of the Nigerian insurance sector for the newly appointed Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun. The chieftains want the minister to help with the passage of the insurance bill, which has been at draft level for so long. They also want her to restructure the economy and put in place effective policy measures that will deepen insurance penetration and force compulsory insurances, marine insurance, among others. A sector, like other sectors within the financial system, is being regulated by the National Insurance Commission and directly under the supervision of the Ministry of Finance. The sector, which has a record premium income of 300 billion naira, has been affected by the recent foreign exchange crisis. It has reduced the sector from number 2 position in Africa to number 4 in terms of volume and reduced insurance penetration to 1%. The Director General, Nigeria Insurance Association, Sunday Thomas, said he's excited that the nation now has a Minister of Finance who will be responsible for the activities within the insurance sector. He added there is also the need for her to quickly deal with the foreign exchange situation, noting that Nigeria's image on global insurance map is low because of the exchange rate problem. Now for stories outside Nigeria, airlines were among the big fallers, with Air France down 5% and British owners lag down 3.4%. French hotel group Accor fell more than 6% as European stock market reacted to the Paris terror attacks. Europe's main stock market recovered from early falls. The FTSE 100 was up, while Paris and Frankfurt were down 0.1. It followed falls on Asian markets hit by news that Japan was in recession. The price of gold rose by more than 1 as some investors sought the safety of traditional havens. Many analysts focused that travel and leisure shares will be the big losers as market got their first chance to react to Friday's Paris terror attacks. Eurotunnel Group, operator of the Channel Tunnel rail link, fell almost 5. Euroports de Paris, the operator of Paris Charles de Gaulle, and Orly Airport were 5 lower, while LVMH and Gucci owner Karen fell 2. Elsewhere, budget airlines EasyJet and Ryanair fell about 3, and the tourism sector accounts for about 7.5% of French GDP. Now, Paris attacks update. French Prime Minister Manuel Valls said Friday's attack by Islamic militants in Paris were planned and organized from Syria. He added that the authorities believed new terror attacks were being planned in France and other European countries. France is to hold a nationwide minute of silence at midday local time for the victims. Meanwhile, 2 more attackers have been named as well as the 5 already identified. A huge manhunt is underway for surviving members and accomplices of the Islamic group that carried out the attack. A total of 129 people died in the attacks on bars and restaurants, a concert hall, and Stade de France. Japan's economy has fallen into recession again after it shrunk 0.8 on an annualized basis in the third quarter. The preliminary data means the world's third largest economy has contracted for a second consecutive quarter, marking a technical recession. Growth was expected to decline after it fell a revised 0.7 the second quarter on weak domestic demand. Japan has been in a recession 4 times since the global financial crisis on a quarterly basis. Growth fell 0.2 the third quarter from the previous one, weaker than forecast of a 0.1 decline. The seasonally adjusted figure was also much lower than expectations of a 0.2 drop. According to economists, the weak data will put more pressure on the government and central bank to continue to stimulate the economy.
Our style, that's what he delivered. Usain Bolt storming, no, he takes Puyol with a flying lead.
Go, taking them out in the lead and really.
The Nigeria Football Federation has declared that Auric Air remains one of the best airlines in the world and that it will continue to patronize the airline for its efficiency and excellent safety record. Coming on the heels of Auric's safe statement that its plane conveying the Nigerian under-23 team to Gambia for a training camp did not lose an engine. NFF President Amaju Pinnick regretted the misunderstanding that led to Pinnick's report of lost engine and near plane crash. Pinnick commanded the aircraft and Auric's fleet and said the airline's safety precautions are marvelous. Auric flew the Super Eagles to and from Tanzania for a 2017 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in September, flew the Eagles B delegation to and from Burkina Faso for a 2016 African Nations Championship qualifier in October, and also flew the Super Eagles to and from Swaziland for a 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifier last week. The Nigerian under-23 delegation has since arrived and settled down in the Gambia when the team is undergoing a 10-day training program ahead of the second Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations starting in Senegal on November 28. Tottenham striker Harry Kane says there is no reason to press the panic button ahead of Tuesday's international against France and is confident England can redeem themselves after a lackluster performance in a 2-0 friendly loss to Spain. The European champions has more than 60% of possession during Friday's game in Alicante, and goals from Mario Gasper and Santi Cazorla in the final 20 minutes were enough to end England's 15-match unbeaten run. Kane, who has scored 5 goals in his last 3 Premier League games for Tottenham Hotspur, remains optimistic ahead of the Euro 2016 tournament in France next year and has urged supporters to retain their belief in the side. And in entertainment, actor Said Jaffrey, a veteran of Bollywood and international films, has died at the age of 86. The news of his death was announced on Sunday by his niece Shahim Agarwal. According to him, the actor collapsed at his London home from a brain problem and never regained consciousness. Jaffrey starred in such acclaimed Indian films as Tata Jarray's The Chess Players and more than 100 Bollywood productions. But that's it, a wrap on CoreTV News at 4 minutes. Thanks for watching. I am Olajimoke Olatide.